Hello, this is Cyberlink Power Director 365. Here I can edit my video that I use for the project. On here I'm going to show you a simple example of what I can do when I'm using this project. So on this face here, the pro software already has some preset images and videos. So we're just going to use those for this simple example. So if I bring in a balloon, and such, and there we go, there's our image of what the balloon is. If we zoom in on this now, so there's our image. We can change the distance and time, so you can bring it out, you can bring it in, or we can split it. So we right click and select split. It now splits it, so we have two of the same image. So that's how we bring in the images. We first import them to bring them in, but with this example I'm only going to show you the basics on how I make my videos. So let me get rid of these. On this face here, you can see on the left hand side you've got these icons. Each one is what Cyberlink provides as special effects. So you can change the way you want your video to look. So you can have overlays, you can have special effects, so room effects, so you can make cool animations like that on the first one. So, but this changes how it looks. So you can have like glow, so it glows everything up and blurs it, which is really cool. And then you go down to the overlays, the particle effects, so it gives you animation on your thing. Title block, so you can add words, so you can add words in front of the text, or you can add them at the beginning to say, welcome, this is my project, or hello. And here you can drop down, and as you bring the same method of bringing down the media ones, so these you drag down, it's the same method, you just bring them in, put them in. And here is the transition effects, so you could bring in a blur, so if you want to blur, say the text in front of, so you want to blur, so you want to transition between the text and the image, so it fades out, fades in the image. This is where I'd go select, and then you've got the audio mixer and audio voice record. So we start with our first, so we go back to the balloon, put it there, and we want to bring in our text box, so we want the default title, so we put that there, insert, and now we've got this. We want to bring in an effect, so we want, say, a blur between them. Blurs will, the transitions will go between them. You can change this, so we want the blur to act quicker, so we can shrink down in size, and you can use a variety of different ones, but we're going to stick with this for the moment. And now we want to change this, so we can go here, we want to change the word as well, so we can go here, go to designer, but yeah, as it's loading, because it's a complex, it does take quite a bit of RAM on your computer, it just use a lot of memory to run these. But on there you can now edit your title, so I'm going to say hello in lowercase, and here you can change the type of text, so you got like a radiation, a reactive one, radioactive and such, and you can go all the way down, you've got loads to choose from, and down below these you've got the size, so you can edit the size and change the colours, and then you've got shadow, backdrop, so let's add some shadow, so the shadow is the behind of it, and we can add blur, so it fades out, opacity, so you can't see it as much, and we've got backdrop, so you can change backdrop, so the behind it, so we can add like a depth to the text. You've got reflection, so similar to the shadow. But if we change go to reflection, change the distance, so we can go further away of that, so that's the distance there. We've got 3D settings, so we can change the words 3D, so we can either rotate it side to side, and then we got the object settings and the title reveal mask. So we go back to the top now and go to effects. We can now give the word like an effect, so we can do starting effects. Takes a while to load, but then we can go, and so how it enters, so how it enters the first when it initially appears on the screen. So we got like as it comes across, you got balloon, and you've got so many to choose from. It's a hard choice. The ones I like to use is the transition ones, so the typewriters. I can find the typewriter. See, twinkle. Let me find typewriter. There's so many to choose from. It's hard to I'll just go with one that I can easily select here. So we go from solo jump, because like that. It's pretty smooth as well. But at the bottom here you've got the ending effect. So this is the starting one. These are starting, these are ending. So as it comes on, you will see that, and as it comes off, sorry, you can see like this. So as it comes up, so we go back to the start and click play. Hello goes across, and then eventually it will fade away. So like so, and then goes to the image. So we go with that, we're happy with that. Special effects we won't mess around too much with, because it's pretty self-explanatory. We can make the objects on fire. We can give it lightning. So these are pretty cool. You can give the object motion as well, so we can give it a path, set a path, so we can give it a path, as you can see there, so it moves on the screen, like so. We pause that, and there's all these different types of paths here. So there's our objects, we got this, and also if we go and bring this up, here is our keyframes, basically where do you want to move the title. Although we're given a set path, we can make our own custom path. So we get rid of that path, go back to objects, and go here. These keyframes, these little diamonds you see, are the keyframes. So we've got scale, position, opensy, rotation, and these allow us to change the way we want our text or images to look or move. So we can go here, click the position, and say we want it to go here. We move this now, the timer. We click scale and position, and we want to move it bigger. And then we want to go across here. Click scale position. We want to move it and make it smaller. So here. And then we want to go across here to click scale and position and move it here and enlarge it. And now using these two keyframes, you can see in our animation that it will move. So this is one of the methods we could use when we have a video and we could have images going in and selecting, so we can show selections of that video in captions. So we click OK now. So that's our title. We could always shrink in it, which shrinking will decrease the time. So we can trim it off, but now it'll be slightly quicker as it's only 5 seconds. We move this up, bring that and overlap it, so we go overwrite, bring in a transition, no sorry, an effects, go back to blur, and now we got that, and there's our image. From here we can add another image, so we go to, say we want the skateboard this time. We don't want the sound, so we can just bring that down. That bar there, this is the volume, so of the sound clips. So on here we'll have sound, it's a video of this. So what we don't want sound, we want our own sound, you see, so we'll bring that in later. But this bar is here, is to tell us how high we can go, how low we can go. The bar low is no volume, high is high volume, and we can change it the way we want. The top one on the video images is like fade in and fade out. So we go here and select edit video and go to enable fade in and fade out. This will now change this to have a more user-friendly interaction. So when it goes to, same with the volume on this, when it's at the lowest point it's not going to show. When it's at the highest point is when it's going to show and be the brightest or be the fullest it can be. So we change these, we can change this, so that little number there is the opacity, so we can change that by dragging this down. So the lower we have, the less this will be visible. And then we could bring it up, yeah, we could drag this one here and then have this one fade away, so it fades in, goes across, keeps fading, and then fades out gently. And here we could have a transition, so but since it's already transitioned, we could have a fade in and fade out on here. So what we could do is we could go edit, fade in, fade out. We can always drag, so if we drag these, click it and then drag up, it will get this little bin symbol. That will allow you to get rid of the point, so now it has 3 points. So as soon as this enters, it will become visible. So, and then we want it to fade out at the end. So we have it here. So we go all the way over to here. Fades out and fades in. See? Slowly fades in. Introduction, and then and then it will start to fade out. Like so. Now, what we want is to add our own music, so to go with this. So what we could do is you go up here, import media files, come across this interface, find where your music is. Mine's in this folder. If we go down to project, we want the project book, this one. And now it's in the media section. You can just click, drag, and bring it into one of these. These are the speakers, are where the sound goes, the music goes. So you got voice on this one, so this is where I could be talking, or anybody. And then you got the music here, and then these are just general speakers. So we put ours here, because there's ours already there, and we bring this up here, so we want ours to be semi-loud. So then we go here and let's just hear it real quick. So it's slightly loud, but we can change, and it also was instant. We don't want it, we want it to smoothly go in. So what we could do is change the sound bit, so we can go edit audio. No, sorry, you just like this bit here. Cancel. And now it will slowly fade in. So we drag this across. Oh. To here. We have a listen now. Oh, sorry, it reset it. Here we go. There we go. So it slowly get entrances in. Now that we got that, we can go across here as this fades out, we can add another section. So now I'm going to introduce how to move images. So we go to sunrise and bring it here. Edit the fade in and fade out. So edit image, fade in, fade out. We want it to fade in really quick. We want this to fade out this end. We drag this along now. And now down here, because we've got multiple sections and we can always add more up here. But here, these little tracks with dotted lines in, so a rectangle with dotted lines, those you can add in images or videos. So we go to, say, extreme sports and add in around there, and then go to sunrise, add that one in, and then go to extreme sports again, but this is a different one, and then stretch this along so it lasts the entire section. Bring this up, have it fade there. Now with these, what we want is, so we can move it here, so we resize it so it appears, say, in the center, fade in. We want it to edit image, fade in, and it fades in. We can drag it, so we want it there. As it fades in, we want it to move to the corner. So we go to designer, pip designer, and then go down to here. We can add the position and the scaling. We go across now and add position and scaling. We can bring it here and resize it, and then go here, scale and position, and resize it back to a tiny square, and then click OK. So this will now bring it in, resize it to a square, and then disappear. So we could do this for all of them. But if you want to do these and have a predestined one, so it automatically goes the way the software can dictate for you. If you click motion and click one of these, so we have a, let's say, a spiral, and we resize this, and bring it, then as it gets around, so we go to the end and then put another one and then bring it big, we could have a one that spins around and enlarges, so we click OK. So we go here and that fades away. This one goes in, spins around and enlarges, and as that fades away slowly, we got this one. So we want this one to edit image, fade in, fade out. We want this one to fade in really quick, and this one to fade out as soon as it reaches the end. So that roughly around there is alright. And then for this one, we want to fade in and give it an effect. So we go here and fade out alongside with that one. Go to pip designer and go to, we got fades in, but we could always add, so we want it to, we want this one to slowly come from this direction, scale, position, slowly come here and enlarge, scale, position. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake there. Got to make sure that you don't go behind it because it could mess it up. So you want is to go forwards. At the first, you need to add the first keyframe as well, by the way. So you add those first keyframes to show it's that position for start. You bring it across, enlarge it, and now these two are this here, so it will slowly enlarge. And then we'll just have this here. And then in the background we could have like flames, and so we click OK. And then on this one here we can go to particles and say we want fireworks. Let's go for some fireworks, shall we? So we could go to, let's go for fireworks 5. Bring this in here. Drag it across. Let's see what it looks like. So now you have particle effects in the background, so you can have fireworks. So if we go back to the start, we can add that down here as well. So we could have, say if you want it to be really nice, we could have digital flowers. So there, and then we could add effects, so aura. So we go down to and try and find a good one. So we could just add this one here. That gives us the background, so it looks like it's on a stage. And then down the side here we could always, this is like a search, just a quick search. So we keep going, looking through all these. We've got 2D to 3D, travel, sports, and such. But now it gives you a variety, so we could also add one of these if we wanted to. We've got masks, so we can go to like particles, so we can add cool lightning, maybe fireworks, that's cool. We go down to, we add it on the end here. Like, oh no, sorry, it goes in the special effects one here. So this is going to be the particle. So we go and shrink this, just extend this, and play, see if it's too overpowering. What we want is not to have too much overpowering effects. So like something like that will be too overpowering, but it's an example. You see there's that there, then these overpowered it. So what we want is it to not be too strong, we want it to be slightly faded away, so we lower those two there. It should not affect the, see, it should not affect it now. But yeah, it looks like a mass of destruction, but with this we can now tidy it up. As I've shown you, we can resize this, so it's a little bit too overpowering, so we could go here, edit effects, and we don't want this to be too strong, so we can also change the angle of this effect, so we could have it in the corner. If we bring it down across, so we can have it in the corner, so it's not too overpowering. So click play from here. It's in the corner, and we can have one either side, but it's gone now, so because I've shortened it. So we've got the transition here, so the blur between this one, and then you can alternatively use the blur, which can give you a variety, or you can use the fade in fade out, which I've shown. So the fade in fade out allows it to flow fluently, or you can have uniqueness to it, so we use the different one, so which is this one, and then we can have like this, like that. If I click on it, like a wipe, the wipe plot, and then you can have unique ones, so you can go to like 3D. These are pretty cool. So you can have like blindfolds, changes, so it's and all this. So this is a small example of how I make my projects and how I've edited this video. We added music, pictures, fades, and all sorts. But there is more to this program, but I'm still learning. So please visit the link